I am Primordial Chaos. Ashe. Hey, yo, this is another video, so let's go. Okay, this video is about why certain people um, under the tutelage or direction, literally under direction of Ice Cube, aka also known as O'Shea Jackson, O'Shea Jackson, have been leaving this third dimensional plane. You know, there's been a lot of cast members from the show, the movie series Friday, and also you have uh, Gonzoe. I am Primordial Chaos. You have Gonzoe the rapper, who was killed, shot down in Seattle. So that's how you put it all. We're gonna put it all together. Now, he's O'Shea Jackson ain't the only one this is going on with. I'm looking at doing something else about other people too also. So Ice Cube, I have a video from before, maybe a few years back, speaking on how the cast members of the Richard Pryor show have been getting taken up out of here. So a lot of, of course they're on the older side, but that doesn't dismiss how they've been leaving. And John Witherspoon is one of those cast members from the Richard Pryor show. Paul Mooney, Richard Pryor, Robin Williams. So you have to look at the ways they have been leaving. So with some of the cast members from the Friday movie series, there's 3 movies so far, and they were talking about making another one. So when they do this thing, remember when they do this, remember how this is a prime example when Dave Chappelle said he was in a movie with Martin Lawrence years ago, and they wanted Dave Chappelle to wear a dress. He didn't want to wear the dress. You can find this on YouTube. It's on YouTube, and he was speaking to Oprah. Oprah was doing an interview after he had left and went and moved off to Africa, and people was talking about he was crazy and all of that. So they had a script made where he was in a dress. This wasn't supposed to be in the movie. I'm not wearing a dress, and they kept asking him, and he kept saying no, and all of a sudden, like maybe 5 minutes later, his own words. I wasn't right there for them shooting this film. This is his own words. They came back with a script with him not wearing a dress. So that was to demasculate him in the public eye. So if that was to demasculate him, he went with his knowing or intuition to not to take that as in to just go ahead and go with the flow of that. No, if it wasn't in the script and it's against what I want to do in my principles. I signed up for this film before, not me wearing a dress. Then why should it go anywhere different? That's to demasculate a highly melanated so-called black male in the public eye. So you gotta look at it. He's with that being said, you would with DC Curry, the comedian DC Curry, and also actor, he's also been approached about wearing dresses, and he never has either. And he was also in the Friday movie series. So with that, all the people that's been dying, Tiny Lester, I seen him in Chris Tucker in a video when they was at the same church together. They were playing I don't really do religion, but this is not what this is about. So, but I'm moving a lot of different things, and my this is my aspect on it, my point of view. So when they was in the church, they was just doing a small thing where they was like in the same format of them being in Friday, as him being Tiny Lester being Debo and Chris Tucker being Smokey at the church. So but if you see, like, Chris Tucker has removed himself from that series. He's removed himself from that. So when they do these things, like when these certain characters die, like AJ Johnson, he's spoken up. I remember Comedy Hype. I wanted to give these people their props, and I'm documenting and giving my sources of where I've seen these things from. So you can go see it yourself if they don't take it down. A lot of stuff I'd be saying or thinking out loud, I find that some of these videos getting taken down. So where was I? Oh yeah, AJ Johnson. He recently passed, or actually on the same day of a full eclipse, a total of not eclipse of a full moon. I want to get it right. I don't want to make it seem different than what it was. So he passed on the night leading to of a full eclipse, and that was on September the 19th. No, the 20th, because the 20th was the full moon, and he passed on the same day of. I remember that because I remember the day of the full moon. So September the 20th, 2021. So he was talking about this, and they had this documented on Comedy Hype on YouTube. How he was saying that Ice Cube was set, like, damn near, like, set him up for something, like he was gonna be in the next one, and then it never happened, and he was shooting the film already, and he never put him in the film. So they can do that. They'll rewrite certain things, and so they won't have to put certain characters, and they'll just have to put new people in. So if you're in a series, you get paid a certain amount of money. If you're in a movie series, it rolls over, like you have 401k that rolls over because of, not of entitlement, but more of you can say entitlement, but when it rolls over into the next film. It's a series, so it's gonna build. But when you have to bring in new characters, it's like once you bring in new employees, they have to start over the 401k, and that money will not be owed to them. So when you're able to kill off certain people and don't have to be in these roles of these movies, that'll be the case of, hey, we don't have to have him in here. So there's been a lot of people dying recently. So what makes it that much more potent? Now let's go outside of the movie factor of it. I just spoke on John Witherspoon, Tiny Lester, AJ Johnson. But let's go into rap. Now, Gonzoe, he did a song with because he was signed at one point, like I don't want to be wrong, but as in a production deal. Those songs he did under Ice Cube, he was signed under him. It got used for Grand Theft Auto, the soundtrack, and that song, he got to parlay that money, and that money he owned the rights, his publishing of that song, and that song gets on a soundtrack to a video game, and that's the people whoever buys the video game and the soundtrack, you get paid off of, you get residuals off of. And then he was using that in order to do the whole Arizona T. He had an Arizona T deal too also. So he was running around and doing everything he was doing, and it was like found out that he got caught out in Seattle, and they shot him down. And he was I listen to rap, and from what I've heard from him, he's always had a good quality of music that he's actually put out. So when you're able to do that, because remember he was signed under Ice Cube. So when you're signed under these people, this is money they could be getting themselves instead of you getting it. So like the same thing with the movies. Those residuals, when you're in a movie series like part 1, part 2, part whatever, however many movies they are, or however, you know what I'm saying, that rolls over to you. So just like he owned his publishing to that money actually to where he didn't have to do certain things. Like it didn't like you don't have to really depend on really making new raps or doing certain things. Now the money just start flowing to you without you having to do certain things for it, like or doing, let's just say, crimes or whatever it may be, to like keep your like you get your hands on some money without paying taxes or whatever. So you like they just say it that way. I'm not saying he did any crime. I'm not even gonna put that on him at all. I'm not saying he did any of that. What I'm saying, it makes it to where you're getting residual money, and it's something you've done in the past, and that money is flowing to you. But you see how all these people are dying, like of recent time. I had this idea for a few weeks, and I was just putting it together. I'm like looking at like most of the people just going like, man. And I recently seen like today is what today is the 9th of October. Yesterday, Doggie Diamonds I was actually said that same thing about the whole thing about the people. Doggie Diamonds TV, you can go check his page out, about how the people in the Friday series have been passing. So I didn't take his idea, I didn't take his idea at all. The thing is, I've been putting this together for the last few months and a few weeks, looking like, wow, what's going on with all of this? So, and this is something they do in this industry. So you gotta really just damn near grind it out, doing something you don't want to do and having your own. That's why they always try to sign you when you have a contract deal and all these things. You have a contract deal, then you're damn near they're damn near deserve your soul, because you have to damn near have to really grind something out, like grind it out for real, to the point where you don't have to sign nothing, or everything damn near everything comes to you. You sign something, you sign something, your paperwork, whatever, with these people, these contracts with these people, it's a no go, because they gonna cut you short wherever it be, setting you up to get going to jail, taking your life, doing whatever it is, setting you up however it comes. So like you doing it your way, in the long way, the hard way. That's the only way. I would tell people, it might seem profitable or lucrative to you in the long run, but is it worth it? Like Missy say, is it worth it? Well, let me work it. Let me work my plan till its fullest, until I get it. It might be the long and hard way, but that's the thing. You being able to live like a so-called deity or so-called God, because they have you under contract. That's why I be like, why don't these people buy themselves out of a contract? It's almost like you damn near can't, because now you got to wait till they want to put your project out or whatever, whenever the time seems right. But whenever you want to put your project out, they can, because you're under contract, and they'll pay you, because money don't really exist. You know what I'm saying? It don't exist, because as long as you have the eyes of the people, like with certain social medias and all of that, you able to get revenue too also. Of course, some people should know this. They have certain social media models and all that. They get paid from the eyes or the views they get from certain people. But I don't want to step away from what I'm talking about. So O'Shea Jackson, like Ice Cube, I'm gonna go take it somewhere even further. Like, even with there's a video out when he was kicking it or doing some stuff with Khalid Abdul Muhammad when he was killed in 2001, but he was kicking with Ice Cube in the 90s. He had a song. He had mentioned Khalid Abdul Muhammad's name. But remember, and this is what I always notice about things. Peep it. Now, remember him and Ice Cube and Common had the whole little beef they had or whatever. But remember, think about this. Not Ice Cube, but Common was a ball boy for the Chicago Bulls basketball team. Travis Scott was a ball boy for the Houston Rockets basketball team. So these people are already entwined since they're youngins, children, youngsters. Remember, comment was like, the revolution would not be televised, a song he had with Bilal. But you in the White House years later with Barack Obama, it don't make, that's not nothing dealing with the revolution. Like I'm telling you, these people have no business, of what they're doing. They're just doing these things, and they're guiding people astray from what they should be doing. That's why I don't fuck with or deal with certain artists. Well, I notice certain things, and I'll step away from certain artists. If I don't like it, if what they're doing, I'll either talk about it, or I just stop dealing with them. Period. But that, you got to think about it. What I'm saying is, it's all a setup to keep you distracted. Distraction and a false manifestation of this dimension, of this world. They use these artists or people to distract you. When you're distracted, how can you go further on your spiritual journey? Highly melanated people, so-called black people. How can we go even further if we're watching this and watching that? That's why I always analyze things now. When I was so much more younger, I would be entertained by these things. But now I'll see it, and I'm listening to music or watching a movie. I'm analyzing these things, and how can I apply what I'm listening to or watching to my life, and put these things into an action format. Because I'm telling you, watch these people, like learn these people. Sometimes you learn these people's backgrounds. It's there for a reason. Learn about these people. How can both, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these people get, like, this person has a beef, this person has a beef with this person, and then that's just we all in their business, and this and that, and then it's taking you away from your spiritual journey. So Ice Cube, man, like, that's the thing I'm saying is, we can say, oh, people die every day. True, that's very true. But you look at it, this has all been in a culmination of things. So I remember Khalid Abdul Muhammad. You can check. He got music. He got videos. He was a speaker in the Nation of Islam. Nation of Islam took him out. But remember, like I was saying before, with Ice Cube and Common, who did they meet with? They met with Louis Farrakhan, and Louis Farrakhan was like a diplomat, overseas diplomat for the White House. So he's gone away from the teachings of Elijah Muhammad. So you got to look at it. Khalid Abdul Muhammad kept the teachings going. They kicked him out of the Nation of Islam because who was running it? Louis Farrakhan. So if Louis Farrakhan, you got any rapper or that's meeting with him, they have. Oh, it was a foreign relations ambassador. That was the title of Louis Farrakhan. You would see his picture inside the White House. Now this is what I've been told and heard from somebody that's been inside the White House, seen his picture from years prior. Because remember, his friend was Muammar Gaddafi in Libya, but that whole thing was a setup. I mean, like, they'll just barely show somebody getting dragged off and all of this stuff. It's not real. They create enemies to distract you from your goal or your spiritual progression. You focus on this war, focus on that. Somebody going at it on basketball wives, or going at it in a rap beef, or basketball games, sporting events. It's a year-round thing with sports. All this stuff is going on to distract you. That's why I say, I just analyze. You have a mind for a reason. Your brain is just a muscle. Your mind controls the brain. That's the biggest muscle in your body. So if you're distracted, subconsciously, you're distracted from your spiritual work. So regardless of all of that, so I'm saying, like, so you even look I didn't even want to watch the NWA movie. I watched I was sitting there, I saw parts of it, and the part I did see was him he was by the poolside, Ice Cube, if I'm not mistaken, um, and I just so happened to be sitting there. I ended up getting up. I didn't want to watch the rest of it, so I ended up getting up. But Ice Cube, he was like, they was talking about him in the Nation of Islam. So he was actually, I remember Khalid Abdul Muhammad, he was upset. He said, Ice Cube, he said he was, I'm with Khalid Abdul Muhammad. He said, man, when the heat got on him, that Ice Cube, he melted. That heat melted him. And remember, Khalid Muhammad got shot down in his legs. So that's like a warning shot. The guy got so close, he could have shot above the waist. But they were saying like some of the bullets had some stuff inside of it, like as in like a poison. And he ended up over time in 2001, he had Khalid Abdul Muhammad had brain aneurysms, one in Washington D.C. and another in Georgia. But yeah, so they'll get close to you and learn your plans and what you're trying to do, and they'll go again. They'll tell their superiors or who's putting them and these people in place. So we got to remember like what this is about. Like, so big up to Comedy Hype for the video that I saw about AJ Johnson saying how Ice Cube, how he had treated him. Because remember, he played the crackhead in the movie, and also Felicia. She the lady, I don't really know the lady's name. The light-skinned woman that plays Felicia in the first Friday, how she was able to never get any roles outside of that film. And she's a real thespian or actress, and that's all she can't really get anything outside there. They'll try to blackball you or freeze you, so that's the only role you get. And her and AJ Johnson were very good friends after that movie or during that time. So this is what she had said after she found out about the passing of AJ Johnson. And I'm like, wow. So you're kept at a standstill or a certain, because when you play these roles, it's almost like when you read mythology. When you're reading mythology, you're actually taking on these roles, and these roles that actually start happening to and around you, these certain things. But once you're really reading this stuff, different mythologies, you don't just read one, whatever sticks out to you, of course, but all of them are created by highly melanated people, so-called black people. So that means that information or what you're reading is high science, and that's actually, that melanin is actually resonating to you, and it's starting to work through you, and that's why these things are happening to you. So that's why she was kept at that one role, or she barely can get any roles, because when you they'll blackball you or pigeonhole you or castrate you to one thing. You can't move outside of that thing, and that's the only role you'll be able to play. And because this is all just an illusion down here. It's an illusion. If you can't play any more roles, how can you get yourself higher on the ladder spiritually? So everything is based spiritually, and not just having things or physical things. So these are all just tools physically, but the thing is to use those tools to raise yourself up spiritually. So yeah, this video about to be closed out. Okay, 22:54. So I'm about to close this video out. So yeah, like when I looked at all this stuff, and also I want to give a shout out to Doggie Diamonds TV too, also, because I was gonna make a video, and I looked on looked on my phone, like, and he was talking about that. I was like, man, I was thinking about that weeks ago, and I was like about to make. I'm like, I'm gonna still make a video of my own, regardless. So big up, shout out to Comedy Hype and Doggie Diamonds TV too, also, for putting out a lot of information or things where people can also think on their own. So it just so happens it happened like that, and that's how things happen. So I wasn't taking his idea, but when you have like minds, you have like ideas, and it's all about how you come out with it in your own creative form of it. But yeah, so, and also straight out of Compton, surprised. Ice Cube is not even from Compton. AJ Johnson really is from Compton. But anyway, but yeah. So I want to go ahead and end this video. So you got if anybody that wants to be in this type of industry, I would say think twice, use your resources, and you have to grind out whatever you're doing to get where you gotta be at. Because once you sign that contract, they're gonna either come for you or your family. So if you don't, and then when you around your family and they end up doing that, that can pigeonhole you so you can't do certain things later on down the line. Like if you want to do certain things spiritually or like certain things for your people, you can't, because with that contract you can't do it. You can't do it. So I just say be mindful, like knowing what you will and won't want to do. If you don't want to do something, hey, just grind out working wherever you at or whatever. Save up, you know what I'm saying? And then once you get where you feel like you're getting close, start investing in yourself, buying certain things to get you closer and closer. And when you do that, then you'll be right where you need to be at when it's time for it. But when you sign it, hey, they'll have you living like a god or living like a deity until they decide to, hey, let's go ahead and take him up out of here. So now, if he has a script, he wants Ice Cube, if he has a script he wants to write without those people in the movie, he can bring in new actors and new actresses. And they don't have a long-standing time or a long-standing sequence with these different movies. If they don't have these different movies with them, then you're not like almost entitled to this certain type of pay. So if you have new younger actors or younger actresses, then you don't have to pay him as much. So that's like the point. And then like if he's writing it or he's wrote that script already, so all right, you can go ahead. You can go ahead and get him up out of here and kill him or whatever, or go ahead and squeeze them out or get them out of the way. So because they're not in the script. If they're not in the script, it's almost like they're not in the mythology. Because remember, Day Day or Papa Day Day. Now let's get real. I'm about to get out of here. Things keep coming to my mind. Day Day or Papa Day Day in voodoo or Santeria. Papa Day Day, you could find Day. And remember, Mike Epps played Day Day. He's always the one that's damn near not getting a woman or getting a girl in the film. But Day Day, Papa Day Day, you should look up Papa Day Day. Okay, so if you, that's why I say, look up these things. They'll put these certain characters, so they'll lose. Look at their names and what they're doing, how they the characters they give them. That's why I say, all those these movies, video games, comic books, they're all derived from mythology. Mythology is extremely important. So if you're reading that, you're actually being able to raise yourself up spiritually. All right, I'm about to end this video for real this time. 28, 21, about to be 28, 28. That's when I end the time. All right, I'll show you.